What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive.
Hey, welcome back. Hopefully you watched last week's video already where we covered 5 of our favorite places that we've been in 2 years,
2 years
of full-time RVing. This week's the last 5, and the very last one is our absolute favorite place we've been in the 2 years of full-timing.
Yes. Have you guessed where it is, maybe? You can leave a comment below if you think you might know what it is.
Right? So last week I think I mentioned my Let's Get Toasted t-shirt, so
Right.
I'm wearing that one today.
Yep.
Alice is also
I have-
sporting a camping t-shirt.
Yep. Great little RV and an old truck. It's pretty cool. It's got the sun and everything on it.
So in the description below, you'll find a link to our store where you can check out all of our merchandise, t-shirts, some logoed, some not logoed,
Right.
coffee mugs, and we even got a few things in there for your fur baby.
Right. So not everything has logos like what you just said. And so if you don't want roaming with the Ramsays logos, that's okay. You can order something else.
Right, so now let's get back to our next 5. Okay, so let's start this week off with a little state called California.
A little state.
Just a little state.
Ha.
Well, you know, if you ask anybody from Alaska, California is a little state.
Right?
And if you ask people from Texas, California is still a little state.
It is. But the favorite part about California for me is my family is there. Because that's about it.
That's absolutely her favorite part.
Right?
I had a lot of fun in California. We did spend
yeah.
some great times in some great locations. We got a chance to go and visit my family as well.
Yes.
My sister and brother-in-law, and we did some ATVing down in the Anzo Borrego Springs, Ocotillo Wells area.
That
Had
was a lot of fun.
there.
A lot of fun, right?
Maxed out Steve's Can-Am at over 70 miles an hour in the desert.
With me in the passenger seat.
Yeah, holding on for dear life.
Right?
Ready to go?
Ready to go.
All right, let's
And I think the biggest surprise for me about California was Death Valley.
I know, right? So I think, I'm not sure, but I don't remember that I went there as a very small child, but I don't remember ever going, but my parents tell me that I had been there. So it was really cool to go there and see it as an adult. And I tell you, the colors are absolutely amazing. How many different colors are in the dirt, the rocks, and stuff like that. Highly recommend anybody who's going to California to go to that state, and it's a national park either.
Right.
So Death Valley is a national park, so it's on your list of national parks to go, so you got to go and check that out. While you're in that area, you can also go and check out Joshua Tree. It's a little bit further south, but Joshua Tree was very interesting, very different from Death Valley.
Yeah, I enjoyed Death Valley more than Joshua Tree. You get to hike there very much, but it was also kind of quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
We didn't spend much time there.
Yeah, that's when Craig came and visited us. We took him over to Joshua Tree and showed him that area also, and it was very fast. We only had basically 1 day to spend there, so I think it's a place that we can revisit at a later date. The next time that we go to California, maybe we might stop in.
Be a nice place for, like, say, January or February.
Yeah, so while we were in California last winter, late spring, we actually went there because my niece was getting married, so it was really nice. That is one thing about RV life, is if there's going to be something happening and you really want to be part of it, you can just go. You don't have to buy your airline tickets, and you don't have to take vacations off of your work.
You can't just go to Hawaii though. You do have to buy an airline ticket to Hawaii.
I'm talking about California.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it was nice that we were able to attend my niece's wedding in April of last year.
So we're kind of combining two on this one. And that's going to be Maine and New Hampshire.
Right.
Now for New Hampshire, that was kind of like reliving old times, right? Because I was born in New Hampshire and we raised our kids in New Hampshire.
Yep.
So going back to New Hampshire was kind of like an opportunity for us to kind of relive old memories.
Right.
We got to go to a lot of places that we used to spend time at before, places we used to take the kids camping when they were just kids.
Yep.
And we went to the Flume and we did a hike through the Flume, which is where Alice and I went the day after our wedding.
Yep.
We went there and hiked through, and we tried to find.
So young.
We were so young, and we tried to find places where we took pictures, you know, while we were on that hike, just as kind of like a fun, almost hide and seek kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So after reliving some of our old memories, we created new memories by going up the Cog Railroad at Mount Washington. We had never gotten to do that when we were raising kids, and it was just a lot of fun to be able to do that. That was definitely one thing that was on my bucket list to do when we went back to New Hampshire, was I wanted to ride that Cog Railroad and go up to the top of Mount Washington. The best thing about it, that whole entire day, is we met up with our great friends from Montana that we work camped with, Jim and Sherry, and they were able to join us on that day. So we had a fantastic day meeting up with old friends and making new memories together.
Absolutely. It was a great day, and luckily we had in and out weather.
Right.
We're at the top. That's one thing about Mount Washington. You've never been there, you don't know. You're either going to have great weather or you're going to have really crappy weather. We kind of had a mix because the sun would come out for a little bit, and then you'd be literally in the clouds and wind.
You could barely see this far ahead of you.
Yeah. So, but when it was really good, it was awesome. And it was just a fun time.
It was a fun time. Yes, and so another place that we got to go and see was the Old Man of the Mountain in the Franconia Notch.
The memorial.
The memorial area that they did for the Old Man of the Mountain when that rock formation had fallen. And of course, you know, who knows how long that rock formation was there. It was just a big part of New Hampshire. So it was nice to go back and see that memorial.
It's even on the license plate. You know, it's a side profile of an old man. Almost looks like maybe Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. So that's profile. So that was really cool that we got to go back and see that too. And of course we met up with a lot of our family and old friends that we had when we used to live there. So it was great making those new memories also.
And then after we were done with New Hampshire, we moved on to Maine.
Now, when we lived there for those 13 years of raising our children, we took several trips over to Maine, but usually they were, you know, very short trips or whatever.
A few days here and there.
So going over there and seeing all of that stuff again and having more time to spend on the different areas was really nice to be able to do that. We went to a lot of the same places that we would years ago. And we went to a lot of new places that we had never visited before, like Loring Air Force Base. You know, that's where we found those great hats that you see Gordon wearing all the time.
Maine was a lot of fun. We did go to Acadia National Park once before, but that was only for one day, and even then it was just a very short day. So having the opportunity to spend a couple weeks going in and out of Acadia National Park was really nice. We got to go on a couple of really nice hikes while we were there. Beehive was really cool. It was like straight up, a lot of climbing and like ladder kind of stuff to do. Some really great overlooks. And then we hiked the Acadia mountain hike, and we got to take Sky with us on that hike. So she really got to have fun that day because she loves to hike.
Yeah. The nice thing about Acadia National Park, if you don't already know, it is very pet friendly. There is actually only a couple of hikes where pets cannot go, and that's one of them is the Beehive, and that's just because the pets are not physically able to do that type of a hike. But most of the hikes in Acadia National Park are pet friendly, so that is a great thing about that national park, that a lot are not like that.
Sky tells me she'd be able to hike the Beehive. I
Yeah,
could
with
just
your
pick her up and
help
carry her.
carrying her.
Well, you know, she can do it. So we had a lot of fun in Maine, minus one major thing, which is the KOA we got kicked out of because they had electrical problems and I called them on it. So if you haven't seen that video yet, you need to check that out. I believe I titled it Kicked Out.
Yeah,
'Cause it's-
and you know, it's kind of crazy because we have never had that problem before or since then.
Right.
So it was definitely not us. So the other thing that we got to do while we were in Maine and New Hampshire area is visit Boston. When we lived in New Hampshire, we were like 2.5 hours away from Boston. But when you have children and they don't like to drive, and visiting something that's 2.5 hours away, it doesn't happen that often.
Right.
And so we really did a lot of exploring in Boston, and it was just fantastic. Going through the Freedom Trail, going on the USS Constitution. We just did so many fun things when you don't have kids.
Makes it easier, although they're all kid friendly.
They are very kid friendly. The Freedom Trail, we did 10 miles that day.
long
Poor
day.
Sky, we were dragging her back to the car.
She was definitely tired that day. If you're enjoying this video, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button and you can ring the little bell. That way you'll get notified every time we upload new content. Also, leave us a thumbs up with a like. We really love them. They're free.
Right? And it's so easy to do.
Right? And so also leave us a comment. Let us know what kind of experience maybe you've had at one of these places that we're talking about. Or what's your favorite place? Because the whole reason we're doing this video is because people ask us everywhere, what's your favorite place been?
Right? And we are going to be getting to that really soon.
So I'm asking you, what's your favorite place? Comment below, please. Tennessee has to make the list.
Yeah.
Now, some of you know, some of you don't know, but we did make it here last year. We were only here for about a week, and it was a really fast week.
It was really fast.
I mean, we didn't even get to go to Dollywood because at the time they were only open on the weekends.
Yes, they were. And we didn't get to go.
So we didn't get a chance to go, so we're looking forward to going to there. But what we did get to do last year was the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. This is Sky's 11th national park in just over a year. She loves the national parks. She likes the fact that she can at least get out a little bit. She's not happy with the fact that she don't get to go with us when we hike the trails, but she likes going and visiting, and she loves driving through the park with the window down so she can have her head out checking everything out. But
it was raining,
Yeah.
and we were in the clouds, and we didn't get to see everything.
and
So
it was kind of a quick day. We didn't
Yeah.
get to do any hikes.
no.
So
we had to come back, and we got to come back.
Right.
So we're work camping this summer, and we're having a great time so far, and we're really looking forward to bringing you everything that this area has to offer. You know, so there's a lot of things that this area has to offer, not just Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, the National
Sevierville.
Park, Sevierville, just hikes all over the place.
So the thing really that we're asking is if you've thought about coming to Tennessee and specifically the Pigeon Forge area and you want to know something about it, drop us a comment and say, hey,
Right.
tell me about.
Hey,
and
yeah.
we'll investigate it at some point. We'll create a list. We're going to be here for about 5-6 months.
Yep.
So we'll create a list of things to bring to you
bring to you.
provide you a bunch of information
Yeah.
about Tennessee as well.
Yeah, so we're definitely looking for ideas. We stumbled across Pigeon Forge area last year when we did our Harvest Host Coast to Coast tour, and it took us 30 days to get across the United
Right.
States by staying at a lot of Harvest Hosts. So that was why we really wanted to come back. Drum roll!
I'm not really good at this.
All right. So if you know anything about us, if you've been following us for any length of time, you would guess Montana.
So yes, Montana is our favorite place. And as Alice and I were talking about it, you know, I told her, I said, you know, no place touched me as deeply as Montana did. You know, I always think about Montana and things we did there, experiences we had there. Part of it may be that it was our first place when we really got started full-timing and we spent 6 months there and we just immersed ourselves into it.
Right.
part of it could be the great friends that we made while we were there. I mean, Jim, Sherry, Tim, you know, Deb. We made a lot of really good friends there and had a lot of good times. And Montana offers a lot.
The beauty,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, we really enjoyed Glacier National Park, even though only half of it was open. We're definitely looking forward to going back and visiting the other half of Glacier, and maybe reconnecting with some of our friends again, you know, up in that area. Because it's just, I can't say it enough, Montana is gorgeous. The Glacier National Park area is truly special.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of videos that we did on Montana, so if that's a place where you're thinking about taking a vacation to, I mean, we probably answer every question there is about the Glacier National Park area, Flathead Lake, Whitefish, all of that area there. But if there's something that we didn't answer, leave us a comment below, and we will see if we can answer your question if you want to know something. I mean, we went out on the island and saw the wild horses on Flat Lake Head,
Flathead Lake.
We picked cherries because it's a huge area for cherries. It just had, I mean, it had so much to offer, and it's just so much fun. And we would recommend 6 months to anybody in Montana. It's fantastic.
That was the best summer ever.
Yes.
You know, it really was. Highly looking forward to going back again and spending more time there. And those are memories that you never know. I mean, Alice and I remember we were sitting at Hidden Lake on a ledge looking at Bear Hat Mountain. We're sitting there looking at Bear Hat Mountain, partly covered in snow. And Alice turns to me and says, "So tell me, why did we retire again?" And I said, "So we could sit on a rock and look at a rock."
And we also had a visitor for lunch that day too.
Right.
We had a mountain goat walk right up behind Gordon, and
he almost licked my ear.
He wanted your sandwich.
He did.
So just the experiences, the memories that we have made in our last 2 years, and hoping to make a lot more memories, and hoping all of you join us on our memories and make your own memories also.